the manufacture of snowshoes and moccasins ceased. Somebody called the name of an absent member who came out of an ancient cabin at the edge of the campfire and joined them. The cabin was one of the many mysteries which lurk in the vast recesses of the north. Built when and by whom, no man could tell. 2 graves in the open, piled high with stones, perhaps contained the secret of those early wanderers. But whose hand had piled the stones? The moment had come. Jacques-Baptiste paused in the fitting of a harness and pinned the struggling dog in the snow. The cook made mute protest for delay, threw a handful of bacon into a noisy pot of beans, then came to attention. Sloper rose to his feet. His body was a ludicrous contrast to the healthy physiques of the incapables. Yellow and weak, fleeing from a South American fever hole, he had not broken his flight across the zones, and was still able to toil with men. His weight was probably 90 pounds, with the heavy hunting knife thrown in, and his grizzled hair told of a prime which had ceased to be. The fresh young muscles of either Weatherby or Cuthbert were equal to 10 times the endeavour of his, yet he could walk them into the earth in a day's journey. And all this day he had whipped his stronger comrades into venturing 1,000 miles of the stiffest hardship man can conceive. He was the incarnation of the unrest of his race, and the old Teutonic stubbornness, dashed with the quick grasp and action of the Yankee, held the flesh in the bondage of the spirit. All those in favor of going on with the dogs as soon as the ice sets, say aye. Aye, rang out 8 voices, voices destined to string a trail of oaths along many 100 miles of pain. Contrary-minded? No. For the first time, the incapables were united without some compromise of personal interests. And what are you going to do about it? Weatherby added belligerently. Majority rule, clamoured the rest of the party. I know the expedition is liable to fall through if you don't come, Sloper replied sweetly. But I guess if we try real hard, we can manage to do without you. What do you say, boys? The sentiment was cheered to the echo. But I say, you know, Cuthbert ventured apprehensively, what's a chap like me to do? Ain't you coming with us? No. Then do as you damn well please. We won't have nothing to say. Kinda calculate you might settle it with that canoodling partner of yourn, suggested a heavy-going Westerner from the Dakotas, at the same time pointing out Weatherby. He'll be sure to ask you what you're going to do when it comes to cooking and gathering the wood. Then we'll consider it all arranged, concluded Sloper. We'll pull out tomorrow, if we camp within 5 miles, just to get everything in running order, and remember if we've forgotten anything.